Am I the asshole for sending my younger sister money against my girlfriend wishes? Original post on May 17, 2023. My younger sister is 25, working towards getting her master's degree in New York. While she loves the city and school, she hates how expensive everything has become. She does work part-time, but it simply isn't enough. My parents have been sending her money each month, but since they recently retired, they've had to cut back. To fill the gap, my brother and I have begun sending some money to our sister from time to help with her rent. I have a well-paying job and a close relationship with my sister, so I'm happy to help where I can. However, my girlfriend has expressed her dissatisfaction with the arrangement. We've been saving up to put a down payment on a house in the future, and my girlfriend believes that my financial contributions to my sister is hindering our progress. Yesterday, which happened to be the day I usually send my sister money, girlfriend told me that we needed to reduce expenses, and one suggestion she made was for me to no longer send money to my sister. She believes that my sister needs to learn how to manage her money better and that my brother should contribute more. I told her about how I feel a responsibility towards my sister and how my brother doesn't make as much as I do, and while she did acknowledge that, she then said I was financially naive and said she doesn't want me to be taken advantage of. I was kinda disappointed hearing this, as I made the conscientious decision to help my sister and wasn't falling for some sort of scam. The conversation ended because we both had to go to work, but she told me not to send anything until we further discussed this. During my lunch break at work, I proceeded to send my sister some money and told girlfriend about this over dinner. She told me that she was disappointed. At this point, I was getting a little annoyed and responded by saying I was not willing to compromise my current arrangement with my sister. Girlfriend got upset with this and left the table. Am I the asshole? Edit 1. I make about 15.5k a month and have been putting away 4 to 6k each month towards a future house. My girlfriend makes about 7k a month, currently saves around 1k a month for the house. She said she'll contribute more once her student loans are paid off. I pay for rent and utilities. G pays for bulk of groceries. I started sending my sister $1,500 a month since my parents retired. Edit 2. Sis pays $2,800 a month in rent and $350 a month in transportation. I contribute $1,500 a month. Brother pays $750 a month. Parents pay $500 a month. Our mother was terrified of sis living in New York City on her own and only agreed if she lived in a nicer area and had a car. Update on May 17, 2023. Edit 3. Update. My girlfriend and I had a long talk after work. It didn't go well. To summarize, tensions escalated during the conversation. I told her that I plan to continue helping my sister until she completes her degree, and afterward, she would either start working or move back to our parents' home until she finds a job. However, my girlfriend expressed her belief that my sister and whole family is manipulating me and thinks I'm naive enough to send her money regardless of how she uses it. I started to feel increasingly annoyed and defensive by her accusations and asserted that it's my money, and I have the right to spend it as I see fit. I then stupidly said that if she really wanted us to buy a house, she should save more and cut back on expenses like nice shoes, clothes, and purses. At this point, she became properly angry and declared that she couldn't stay in the same house as me, and said that she would be going to her friend's house. Before leaving, she said, "Call me when you stop thinking like a fucking idiot." Before I could even think, I replied, "I won't be calling. I feel that I may have irreparably damaged our relationship." Edit 4. Update. I want to express my thanks to all of you for sharing your perspectives and insights. Your input is truly appreciated. Following the fight with girlfriend, I reached out to my brother to confide in him about what happened. His take was pretty optimistic. However, he advised me to stand firm in my position while also remaining open to fully hearing out my girlfriend and considering the possibility of reconciliation. He cautioned against contacting girlfriend's friend to ask about her whereabouts, as it may smell of desperation, and instead said that he would come over, as he lives about an hour away, so we could spend some time together over a movie and dinner. At this point, I feel drained and numb. It's been a long day, and to be honest, I just want it over. Edit 5. Update. My brother came by and bought dinner. We've been watching The Dark Knight. Don't know why he chose that since. Still haven't heard from girlfriend or her friend. For those wondering, I'm a chemical engineer and girlfriend has been paying about 2.5k a month to pay off her student loans. Update on May 20th, 2023. Edit 6 Weekend Update. Before I begin, I would like to thank everyone for responding to my original post. Your support and insights mean a great deal to me. I also want to provide some additional context about my relationship with my girlfriend. We started dating in January of last year, officially becoming a couple by the end of March, and she moved in with me in May. In hindsight, I must admit that the pace of our relationship was driven by my infatuation rather than the development of a deep connection. Her fun-loving nature and beauty had an influence on me, causing me to overlook the misalignment of our values. Regarding girlfriend's relationship with my family and friends, she seemed to get along well with everyone, although I feel that she never liked my brother. My mother made significant efforts to make girlfriend feel welcome, likely due to her desire for grandchildren. On the other hand, my relationship with girlfriend's friends and parents was different. I couldn't help but feel that they saw girlfriend as being out of my league for some reason, and some of her friends even told me how lucky I should consider myself to have girlfriend in my life. There were also other warning signs that I chose to ignore, and I want to share them now. Girlfriend wanted to impose restrictions on how often I could visit my family throughout the year. Less than a month after moving in with me, girlfriend leased a BMW, contradicting her previous statements about wanting to pay off her student loans quickly. At the time, I found it strange but didn't raise any objections, thinking that girlfriend deserved to treat herself after years of schooling. Over the following months, she continued splurging on expensive clothes, shoes, purses, coats, and more. Looking back, I doubt she was completely honest about how she was managing her student loan payments. Girlfriend regularly urged me to distance myself from some of my friends, citing reasons like them being bad influences or me spending too much time with them. When I mentioned that her friends didn't seem to think highly of me, she shrugged it off, claiming they only wanted what was best for her. Fast forward to today. As most people recommended, I kept my word and didn't call girlfriend. Instead, early this morning around 5 a.m., she texted me, suggesting that we meet at a local cafe to discuss our future. I replied with a simple sure. The atmosphere felt tense, but we did exchange brief curt greetings before we dove straight into the conversation. She began by expressing her hurt over my failure to call her, repeatedly emphasizing that I needed to be reasonable and prioritize our relationship above all else. I noticed her consistent use of you instead of us or we. When I pointed this out, she claimed that her initiating this meeting was proof of her commitment and that if I were truly committed, I would have called her the moment she left. At that moment, I chose to remain silent, and I believe she interpreted my silence as her winning the argument. She then shifted the conversation to finances, bluntly stating that our best course of action was to ensure neither of us carried any debt. According to her, the only way to achieve this was with me to start paying some of her loans. I insisted that this shouldn't interfere with my agreement to support my sister if I did agree to pay her loans, but girlfriend asserted that it would impede our progress as a couple. I argued that supporting my family and progressing in our relationship should not be mutually exclusive. In response, girlfriend declared that if we were both serious, I needed to make her center focus. She then added that even if she did agree to allow me to continue supporting my sister, it wouldn't end there, as these things never do. With this, she then began inquiring about my parents, pointing out their advanced age and suggesting that they would soon require regular support. Without hesitation, I firmly reiterated my stance that if my parents ever needed any form of assistance, I wouldn't hesitate to offer it. She followed up by asking, even if they wanted to live with you, to which I replied, yes. She pressed further, asking, even if I said they can't. Once again, I responded, yes. At that moment, girlfriend stood up, saying that she was disappointed to see what kind of person I've become, and how she and her friends had always sensed there was something off about me. In response, I stated, if you believe that, you shouldn't have moved in. She was unable to offer a retort to that. She then began making remarks about how it was only a matter of time before I would beg her to take me back. I firmly told her that the only thing I would be asking was for her to take belongings and return my keys. She tossed the keys at me and before making several comments, asserting that she didn't need me, that I had wasted her time, and how I greatly disappointed her. I said I'm sorry you feel that way, but I'm no longer obligated to listen to you complain. With that she stormed off. About an hour later, I got a text from one of her friends saying that they were coming, without girlfriend, tomorrow to get her stuff. I'm hoping that once they do, I can put this whole thing behind me. Am I the asshole for telling my son I'm not proud of him after he helped his teacher bust half his class cheating? My wife and I have two sons, 15 and 9. This relates to the older one. He does pretty good in school, and most of teachers have nothing but good things to say about him. Apparently, one of his teachers asked him for help catching some kids cheating. The teacher left some fake test answers on his desk and pretended to go to the bathroom. Our son then showed as many people the answers as possible before the teacher came back in. Then he helped the teacher identify who had looked at he answers. We only heard about this a couple weeks after the fact. Apparently, said teacher got into some trouble because more than half your students failing an exam looks bad for you as well as them. It was only then that our son revealed the part he played, and that some kids at school are angry at him for helping the teacher. I told him that while kids shouldn't be giving him trouble about that, and I'd help stop it if need be, he shouldn't be surprised. I told him he doesn't always need to suck up to authority, and 5 extra points on the test wasn't worth getting 16 other people in trouble. He argued they got themselves in trouble, but I still said he didn't need to help. I basically explained that to the other kids, including his friends. He's saying that he respects the teacher more than he respects them. Nobody will ever trust him after he lied like that. He thought I'd be proud of him, but not for that. All he did was lie to sell out his friends. My wife is on his side and thinks we should be happy he helped enforce the rules. She argues the kids are at fault for looking at the answers, and we should be proud our son helped get some troublemakers in trouble. She also thinks I'm teaching him not to respect authority, and I'm going to make him think breaking the rules is right. Troublemakers in trouble. She also thinks I'm teaching him not to respect authority, and I'm going to make him think breaking the rules is right.